through the terms used to describe the term used in the study of genetics. We have talked about diploid, which is always written as 2N in genetics. Diploid describes a condition or a state of a cell which possesses two sets of homologous chromosomes. The other terminology, which is 7, is haploid. Haploid, also written in short as N. Haploid means or describes a condition of a cell which possesses one set of chromosomes. You can say describes a state of a cell which possess one set of homologous chromosomes. That is what we call haploid. State of a cell which possess one set of homologous chromosomes. And the haploid state is 23 chromosomes. 23 chromosomes in human beings. The diploid condition or diploid state in human beings is equivalent to 46 chromosomes. So it means now the 2N is 2 times 23, equivalent to 46 chromosomes, what we call the diploid condition. Now from there, let us talk about genotype. That is 8. Genotype. This term means the genetic composition of an organism. Say, genetic makeup. Genetic makeup of an organism is what we call its genotype. The other one, which is 9, is phenotype. Phenotype. This one means the physical outlook of an organism or the observable characteristics of an organism. Physical outlook. Physical outlook of an organism. So the phenotype of an organism is as a result of interaction of its genetic makeup or genotype and environment. So what we call the physical outlook of an organism. The other terminology, or before I go to another one, suppose we consider height of an organism as a trait or as a character. And if we have a table, we have a table as shown on the board, like this one here, with 2 columns, one with genotype, and another column with phenotype. So we are saying we are considering hate. Considering hate as a character or as a trait. So we have known that the gene which controls hate in organisms, such as peas, is denoted by a capital T and small t, as shown here. So now, if we have genotype TT, then we have another one as capital T, small t. Then we have another genotype comprising of small t, small t. Then we say that the first organism or the first individual is homozygous dominant for tallness, in which case this individual is a tall individual. So the phenotype is tall. If we have another individual which has a genotype comprising of the dominant allele, capital T, and the small allele, small t, we say that organism is heterozygous. Heterozygous organism. Then, phenotypically, this individual is also tall. Then, if we have another one whose genotype is double small t, in which case we say it is homozygous recessive. Such an organism, such an individual is a short individual. So the phenotype or physical outlook is short, or we say this is a dwarf organism. And so now, this brings us to other terminologies such as homozygous. So we can look at terminology number 10, which is homozygous state. Homozygous state, or simply homozygous. So homozygous condition or state is a condition where the genotype of an organism consists of only the dominant genes or the dominant alleles. So saying is a state where the genotype of an organism consists of two identical alleles. A state where the genotype of an organism consists of two identical alleles. Alleles which are similar. For example, genotype capital TT, we say that individual is homozygous dominant. Now, the individual which comprises of small tt, we say that individual or organism is homozygous recessive for tallness. This one here is homozygous dominant for tallness. So we have another term called, so we can simply say that genotypes TT and then small tt are homozygous. Another terminology is heterozygous. 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 Heterozygous is a condition where the genotype of an organism consists of non-identical alleles for the same gene. Condition where genotype of an organism comprises of non-identical alleles of the same gene. For example, and write in short that e.g. genotype TT is said to be heterozygous because it comprises of the dominant allele and then the recessive allele. Then such a genotype is said to be heterozygous. Or can you simply say heterozygous is a diploid condition. Diploid condition where the alleles are non-identical. That is what we call heterozygous. Another terminology here is, that is number 12, is we can talk about hybrid. Hybrid. A hybrid is an individual or an organism resulting from mating or reproduction of two parental stocks. Is an organism resulting